The image that I think is most ingrained in my head for you is you cross-legged with no shirt on. I think if I was going to make an action figure of you, you'd be cross-legged with no shirt on. And usually in a dark room. That's kind of, I don't know why that's really...
It's kind of, in my head, it looks a bit like Bert Kreischer going through his trading card collection.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh.
And for me, I could imagine you in your storage unit, shirt off, cross-legged, just try on shirts. But the best part was when he went to put them back in, he couldn't get back in.
I bet.
Because, and then he started looking for a Hoover. Yeah, he's walking down the halls looking for a Hoover. Does this one suck? Or does this one power at all? Yeah.
Don't be walking around a hotel asking those questions, do you?
And the timer is on. Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat, it became the podcast. Welcome back, Joe, from last week. You weren't on last week's episode, but Scott and I just keep doing it without you. So I am Bruno. We are joined by Joe and by Scott. And the end to last week's episode was very enjoyable to edit. Last night.
Was it?
It was so funny, and it will be a clip by this point in time because I feel like it encapsulates 20 years plus of friendship and the turmoils that you may go through from time to time. But I thought it was a blast.
Even encapsulates as opposed to the one that Bruno's doing with it. Encapsulates is very different, I assume. But I mean, either way, when you put your memories in a time capsule, no, I think it was very fun. I think right here we've really started to cut loose. I think we hit like the hour mark. We're about to finish, and then it just went into what would have happened off air. You know, every week we finish and we're like, "Oh, Bruno, stop doing the act now," and it's really funny.
The good stuff happens.
The good stuff happens afterwards. Yeah. We kind of hit that early. And it's made its way into the podcast, which is good. It's only taken, what is it, episode 70, did you say?
It's episode 74, and you can catch us each and every single week on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon Music, as well as YouTube. So hit that subscribe button and just enjoy the weekly goodness that we do bring. As a final transparency, because we are ever transparent on this podcast, this is the last one of what is a backlog as such. And from next episode onwards, it's going to be fresh.
No more double tapings. We got live Raw, live on Netflix with the WWE.
There's no point changing the channel. Mick Foley's winning the WWF title.
But yeah, it's exactly that. And yeah. So what have you been up to since the last pod?
Well, mine's been minimal. Total transparency. We're going to go again. That podcast was a matter of... It's less than 48 hours ago, I think. I think it might be.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
So Bruno and I have spoken and we've really caught up. So I was genuinely thinking that during that podcast, because I was like, this is a really nice podcast. We're enjoying it. And I was thinking, this is kind of like, even though we talk in WhatsApp and we talk on headset, we do all these things. Sometimes we kind of save talking to each other for this.
Yeah.
Because it's good to hear about how Joe's work was, what I've been up to, what Bruno's been up to. But I feel like I did that literally 48 hours ago.
I feel like that's like a thing in podcasting, isn't it? You don't want to talk too much. Like even in the setup, when we're doing all our technical stuff, you don't want to talk too much because you don't want to get too much out before you get going live.
But this is going to be coming out. This is, Bruno, you're midway through the Vegas trip. How are you finding it?
Not midway.
No, you're back.
We're back now. We've just had Scott's big birthday bash at the weekend. And yeah, we are almost done upwards. This is hopefully I've had a very good trip. There are some things booked that I'm very much looking forward to, and yeah, let's see what happens, because I've booked a trip to the Grand Canyon.
Hold me now, I'm 6 feet.
I really want to do that for you, and
I'd love that.
I've included the helicopter part of it. It's like a whole day thing, but 50 minutes of it is like a helicopter flight. However.
Oh no.
I've had a text and I've had an email saying urgent, we need to confirm weights.
Oh. But the weight you are right now can't be I'm going to guess. I'm not going to. We're not going to put things out there of how much you weigh right now or how much you ever weighed.
Yeah.
I think in America, 350 pounds has to be the limit.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't. I do hope so, and I hope that the other people that will be in that helicopter that day are a little couple 1-2 slighties, because
I didn't like that at all. I don't know what that was, but it didn't feel right. Like I know, that didn't feel right. But you're right. Let's just hope.
Little Slendermans. Oh, Slendermans.
Let's hope it can balance itself out. Otherwise, that part of it may have gone. But we'll still do the Hoover Dam, and there's like a skywalk thing part of it anyway. So very much looking forward to it. We have Cirque du Soleil booked. That's at the Bellagio, right after a steakhouse in the Bellagio, and I've requested to sit out on the patio by the fountains as well.
Woo! This honestly sounds like the most expensive.
I know this sounds.
It was giving me a panic then.
My bank, listening to you. My bank just texted me about what you're doing.
Saying fraud alert. Then we have a Sphere show booked. It's not great. It's the postcards from the Earth. It's an experience. It was that or U2. So I don't know what you would rather do.
Just avoid it.
I'm surprised from what U2 got up to a few years back with
this is going.
Where they just gave us free albums. I'm surprised they're not just dishing out free tickets to this thing.
Yeah. When you said U2, I already thought you meant Strictly Gorgeous, me and Bruno.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Honestly. And what else have we got booked? Got Hell's Kitchen booked, but I think we bought that up last time. We want to do June Buggies. Where I've made a decision, I'm not going to do SmackDown or Raw.
Okay.
Well, the price is there. Have you seen the prices of the world? Signings.
That's $60. Oh, to get into it is $60. What's the signings?
So we found this out last year. I think Fanatics have taken over. Shout out Fanatics.
Oh yeah.
We'd like that sponsor. So I'm not going to be too rude here.
No.
But Access has always been you pay like $90 or it's like $45.
I think it's $25.
It was.
Yeah. I don't remember that, but I mean,
I think it was free.
I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think it was $25 first time.
I remember it was $45. Definitely at one point.
But
the last Access I went to, I think it was like $65 or something. But the world last year was, I think it was $75 to get in, and you could do a thing where Lissy met Pretty Deadly, which is her favorite tag team.
That's mental.
Yeah, but they come out in a line. And obviously, we know in the way in which they're told this is going to happen. So we had inside information of what time to line up.
Yeah.
Because it's an hour conveyor belt, so it doesn't say who you're meeting.
Oh, you just
every hour it just switches.
Could end up like.
So she nearly missed them.
Okay.
Because the line's big, but the other 4 or 5 signings you have to buy one.
Okay.
But it's with the ticket, so you can't just go in and go, I'm going to go meet Damian Priest.
Oh, I miss the days where
you got a walk-in access. When you walk in, you have to go, I'm going to buy a $75 access ticket to go in, or you got to buy a $200 meet Damian Priest. Jump. Finn Balor is $450 to meet him, plus the just going in.
They'd be painted like the Fiend, dude. The demon.
He better be painted like the Finn.
Be painted like the demon if he's going to be
working. Bare min. I wouldn't spend that much on a Mania ticket, which is impossible now.
Touch the boy's abs if he's going to be doing that.
Well, you need to just a tiny bit. But no, Bruno, I wouldn't go to Raw and SmackDown. I didn't go to Raw and SmackDown. We just did one night of Mania.
One night.
And one of those worlds where we didn't pay to meet anyone else.
Yeah.
So WrestleMania night 1, night 2's locked in, same seats. They were in they were almost as much to get out to Vegas and stay in Vegas for 9 nights. So
mad.
What else? There was something else.
9 nights. That's such a long time. I went to Philly last year. I did 3 nights. But it was a quick flight.
So those are booked. We're going to go to a seafood place. Claire wanted to go to a seafood, it's a ball where they do the whole chuck it out. So
yes.
we're go do that, and then there's a couple other things, but it should be an absolute blast.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
And you know what's interesting is because this one's coming out when you've just got back, next week's episode is going to be the full rundown of everything that happened. So make sure you tune in next week because it's going to be an unreal episode. And what I'm going to try and do is Bruno's going to, I need you to put me in the mania mood. So while you're there, I need any updates. Okay. I need any information. I want constant pictures. I'm not shy on being like, oh, don't spam it. Spam me. But
I'll spam you.
But save a couple of stories for the podcast because I want genuine reactions. But it'd be funny for the people at home to listen and go, oh, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. All these things that he's saying he might do. He's booked a lot of these things.
There will be a couple things. I hope that there is some stories like the Orlando one because I seem to get myself into certain predicaments. So let's see. Hey, let's see.
I reckon Bruno will be an extra on an entrance.
Oh yeah,
just accidentally walk in. It might pay for your seat though.
That would be fun.
Try and get a little extra work.
So there's a peppercorn corner I have that I went to my storage unit the other night. Turns out you can't get into it on a Sunday night. So I went there for no reason on a Sunday night. But I went there.
Get your own belongings on a Sunday night.
I know it's weird.
Total sense.
But because I have an abundance of clothes in storage, and I thought I was really good, and I basically labeled all the clothes of what like sizes they were, and I wanted to see if there was any in my current
state
range. Yeah, I couldn't find any that. I only think I did the initial lot. I didn't do every one, so I was like, "Oh, this probably would," but I really can't be bothered to take it home and try it and then bring it back. So I ordered a hell of a lot of stuff yesterday, and it pretty much all turned up today, including a new iPhone.
Did you know you were ordering now? Or did I just get caught up in
it? It's been on my list, and
I'll be nice and stressful for the trip. I feel like there's gonna be some issues here. He's like, I'm not in any WhatsApp groups. And we're like, where the pictures?
It's a heck of a shopping spree, though, isn't it? An iPhone plus clothes.
I spent a lot of money very quickly. It was numerous outlets. I spent put it into perspective. I spent £110 on 10 pairs of boxers. I think I might have said this before, but I did that.
I did that. I did. No, you did do that.
However, this is now led on
£11 a boxer. That's mad.
I know. I've now led on to the Pepper or Cornet. Pepper or Cornet, the Ralph Lauren polos, and more specifically, that light baby blue Ralph Lauren polo.
We like to call that the Chad.
Oh, it's the Chad indeed.
We like to call it the Chad / Troy. Like anything really, yeah.
I dug mine out the other day. I've got it.
I've got a memory of obviously any of us wearing it because we've all worn it.
It was a thing.
It was a thing. It was a Cody Rhodes.
It was a Cody Rhodes thing.
It's actually aged very well.
What year was that? That start. That was
2011. We did it in 2010.
It was Arizona.
That was Atlanta. Oh, okay.
In Arizona, we bought our first.
Went down to Macy's,
and that was because Cody Rhodes said,
"Yeah,
you gotta get your what's the anthracite or whatever it is." Samsonite suitcase. You need your light blue Ralph Lauren, and you need a Rolex.
Yeah,
I don't see we couldn't do the last one.
And he's updated his light blue Ralph Lauren to a hundreds of 3-piece suit.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I don't think we've got that in us
with all the accessories.
But no, it weirdly at that point, Cody Rhodes was a very low down the card guy.
Legacy
that we all very much liked.
We did,
and that's aged extremely well.
Oh, weirdly, I think I was friends with him on MySpace at that point.
I remember. Yeah. It's a weird thing, but the Ralph Lauren blue. At the time, felt like a good fit.
With the yellowy gold horse on the chest. Yeah.
Would I wear it now? Absolutely not.
I might.
I've
dug mine out.
I don't think anyone should be wearing a polo shirt.
Comments up.
I think some polos are all right. Bruno, if you're thinking you're going to a steakhouse, a pair of jeans and a polo, I don't think that's an issue for you because you do kind of look like you don't do your taxes. So I think it's fine. I've got an image of Troy Bolton's veiny arm with a ring on and one of those shirts. And I think that would be all right for you. I think you are fine because you spent $110 on pants.
Okay.
So therefore, you can get away with it. Me, Nature's Scissors over here, should be wearing it. That's a fact.
I love a polo. But I'm starting to settle into that.
We've talked about this. You look fine in anything, so don't.
But I figured out I'm starting to settle into that. Like, I'm in my 40s now. I like baseball.
You do like baseball,
and I'm starting to resemble a baseball pundit.
I tell you what, I got a story about baseball pundits. I watched baseball the other night with Lissy.
Yeah,
we watched the whole game.
Hell yeah!
I think it was Phillies and Dodgers.
Oh yeah,
it was a really good game.
Good stuff.
And Lissy loved
that could be the World Series, by the way.
Yeah, it felt like it. Lissy loved the pundits. They were hilarious. And at one point, they got, I think it was Wingstop or someone's chips, fries came in. I can't remember what it was. And they started eating them, but they were feeding each other. But they were all like 60-year-olds. But it was such a good listen, like because they've got so much time to fill.
It's amazing.
They do really well. Feeding chickens over there.
The mum's feeding chickens, literally right.
I can see our mother in the distance.
They're not our chickens either. She's feeding someone else's chickens.
That's interesting. One sheep's lining her up.
Do they know she's in there?
Can you see the sheep from where you are? Oh, the sheep. Look, if that sheep charges, that's going to be an interesting one. She just kicked the chicken in, like.
Mum just kicked the chicken. Mum just kicked the chicken.
No, she didn't kick it. She was putting her foot out. I know that one from work.
Back. Yeah, from work. You usher it back.
You have to put your foot there because you can't bend down.
Because you don't want him to get out.
Bruno's putting his hand up like, please stop talking.
Like a Bichon.
Yeah.
No. Can you just double check your Zoom audio is set to your mic fully?
This mic is really echoing a minute, so I need to. Gunner's last week's one was awful for 100th episode. And when you and Simon come in, it's like actual radio keeps appearing. It makes ours sound even worse. It's like wearing off-white with white, and you're like, oh, your teeth aren't right. Ralph Lauren, pepper or cornet? I'm gonna cornet.
Wait, are we pepper or corning Ralph Lauren polos? Or
that's the question. That's what you just said to me.
Specifically Ralph Lauren polos.
Did you not hear the man talk?
Yeah. I'm just trying to clarify. It's not just polos.
She's got eggs.
It's not just polos.
The Ralph Lauren polo, Joe.
Do you know what? I think I've come back around to them. Like, I feel like I liked them at the time Cody Rhodes
told us to like them,
and
Troy Bolton,
and I still
shout out Troy Bolton.
And I still fully trust that man because the guy I trusted before has turned on us, and we will find out who the supreme one is at WrestleMania.
Are you talking about John Cena?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cody Rhodes is the new person we trust.
Obviously, congratulations, John Cena on 17 / congratulations, Cody Rhodes. Bruno, how was it? Anyway, go on. Next week, guys. Next week.
Do you know what? I've come back around. I think I'm in my 40s now. I think I'll get away with it.
You've said that.
I'll get away with it. Ralph Lauren polo in my 40s.
Pepper or cornet? I'll get away with it. Is that your answer?
Pepper it. I'm going to pepper it.
Heavy pepper. Bruno, what are you thinking?
I have to pepper it because I chose to spend more money on it than I had cared to. But there was reasoning to it. One, I couldn't have worn polos at the size I was at the start of the year because it just didn't look right. Now it fills out a little bit more. And the second part, it's going to be really hot in Vegas for big man. And I wanted something that was smart, but wasn't too restrictive or was going to make me sweat a bunch. So I went with polos again. So I ordered that one, and I ordered, I think, 2 or 3 others potentially, but not Ralph Lauren ones.
I think those golf polos are actually really nice. Like the comfy, they're like
it's stretchier, slightly stretchier.
Yeah, stretchier. They've got that cool base material that will cool you down in the hot weather. I think those golf polos are a way to go as well.
Scott, do you know, actually, Joe, the fantastic choice of attire today, because I've recently got my Colts one of that back out.
Oh, yeah.
And that is like perfect at this temperature right now.
Yeah.
I was trying to find them, like just a set of just plain ones. I bought like 4 different ones. They didn't have like my size, so I had to go a size up. They've come through, they're massive, and they're not the t-shirt material. They're a little bit thicker than it, so it's annoying. But one of them is cut off sleeves up here.
Please don't. Yes.
That will pop you.
I think those shirts are optimal.
These thin hoodies, the sports hoodies.
It's fishing attire.
Oh man, it's my go-to now. Like that Gold's Gym one you gave me. Oh yeah, it's ideal.
I was almost going to go with a fishing attire if it wasn't so
the material is like
fish heavy up here or anything. 100% that would be in my
They just
basket.
say fish everywhere. That's the problem. They got a bloody minnow on every arm. You just I'm looking for the comfort. Could I just get one and maybe a little fish here?
Just something small.
Just something else. Just pretty salt. Instead on the back it says, "I'm made of salt," and then there's like a boat on there.
There's a swordfish with a big
the hood comes up and there's just a whole piranha.
Or it's one that's been fully filleted as well. Like, it's just open.
Really?
Yeah. The O's one that you bought at Ed Smith as well. What's that like? Is that work?
That's just a long sleeve baseball tee. It's beautiful.
That'll work, wouldn't it?
In my head, Bruno, I've got you down as maybe a muumuu and cargo shorts with some flip flops in Vegas.
I worry that some of my stuff may look like a muumuu.
There's nothing wrong with a muumuu in hot weather.
Oh man!
Anyone over 200 pounds, I think, is acceptable to wear a muumuu. If you're under 200 pounds, if you want to wear a muumuu, I think you can.
I love it.
I think a white muumuu, button up for you, nice and baggy, rolled up at the sleeve, Ray-Bans. Maybe a little pair of sandy cargo shorts. Maybe some Crocs.
that's what I lived in. I lived in that in Florida in October.
Yeah, we saw. And Lisa knows about it.
It's stained now. But I'm going to get it framed and signed.
Yeah, you said. Yeah, Bruno, go on.
If you thought I packed heavy for Orlando, I'm packing heavier for Vegas.
You took 90 kilos worth of kit with him to Orlando?
Worried. Yeah, I'm not taking as much of that. But I've resurfaced the plaid, the checkered shirt for my night out in Old Reds, where I will
cosplay as Luke Combs again.
Cosplay as part Luke Combs and hopefully bag myself a Nikki Bella.
Yeah, Nikki Bella. They're doing a Bella twin thing at Old Reds in Vegas. What? Yeah, I saw Kettle as well, but if you hadn't bought your tickets ready, Kettle's doing a watch-along party that you can go to for night one, but it's in Vegas, but it's during night one. But if you hadn't got the tickets, that would have been a cool thing to kind of pop over to. I must admit, Bruno, when you said your storage unit and tried on clothes, the image that I think is most ingrained in my head for you is you cross-legged with no shirt on. I think if I was going to make an action figure of you, you'd be cross-legged with no shirt on. And usually in a dark room. That's kind of, I don't know why that's really...
It's kind of, in my head, it looks a bit like Bert Kreischer going through his trading card collection.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh.
And for me, I could imagine you in your storage unit, shirt off, cross-legged, just trying on shirts. And I don't know if that's acceptable.
It doesn't even get up, though. He has to keep reaching.
Yeah. Oh, no, he would.
I wish it was. It was very dark in there, and all of them are like vacuum packed. So I was trying to look through, like on the outside, to see whether there was anything that would give me a gauge of how large the shirts were. So annoyingly, I didn't. But I would 100% agree. I've done that on numerous occasions. I'm like your little Buddha, aren't I?
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Yeah, definitely your action figure would be like that.
He's a Buddha.
Did I tell you that when we were in Philadelphia, Kieran brought all his clothes vacuum packed?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
But the best part was when he went to put them back in, he couldn't get back in.
I bet.
And then he started looking for a Hoover. Yeah, he's walking up and down the halls looking for a Hoover. Does this one suck? Or does this one power at all? Yeah.
Don't be walking around a hotel asking those questions, do you?
Well, and I remember because I think Lissy had just started Duolingo, so the maid would test us on our Spanish.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
She knew that we were learning. Well, Lissy was learning Spanish, and Kieran is Spanish in some ways.
Pretty much.
And she would test us when we walk out. I didn't have a clue. I speak French.
I'm 76 days deep now.
Is that
in Spanish?
I thought you'd be doing way more.
No, 76 days straight.
I'm over 400 now.
Let's go take
and I'm not fluent at all.
Have you kept your streaks?
It
was.
I built up a couple of freezes for Orlando, and I was a couple hours late on a couple of them. But I managed to get them done.
Mine started the week of my concussion.
Is that what it started?
Yeah, I had time off for my concussion, so I just thought I'd start Duolingo.
That's cool.
That was 76 days ago.
We've done a lot in this house in 76 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was when we first removed one item, so everything else could move. Yeah. We were talking about something. Bruno, what do you reckon our action figures what would our poses be? Because if yours is sat cross-legged shirtless.
This is... Joe's would have to probably be...
Tapping his own head.
Yeah,
it was scrunched up eyes.
Yours would be when you put your boxes on, and it's always like...
Yeah. I bow the legs out. I try to get as much stretch in them. Yeah, but when you're paying $10 for 10 hands, you got to kind of give them a little bit of lubrication.
They need help.
You might, they definitely need help.
They would definitely come with Crocs.
Oh, definitely, no doubt.
I'm trying to think of iconic poses. Obviously, the Brothers All one is just a dead.
Yeah, Eddie Ryan's doing that now, so we have to move that on.
Yeah. If we had the toys where it was like the Woody, where you could put
George,
the
what would
voices
say?
Joe would be, that's a steal. Wow.
Nice. I was on Whatnot the other day. This is a good segue. I was watching the MGC or MCG. I always forget the what round way they go. What?
Oh, MCG.
I said it the wrong way
MCG.
around. MCG.
MCG.
Yeah. The guys that actually have that company. And they do it. There's a guy that was off camera and they were doing flagship and it wasn't good. It was like base card, vague insert, you get every other one. And the guy was like, he was on screen doing it and he was doing it so slow. He'd be like, a Frimpong from Bayern Leverkusen, what a ball. And the other one off screen goes, that's a nice card. It was just like a bait. I was like, that's what we do. That's what Joe does. And he like next to him, you're like, God, one's a Liverpool. He goes, nice.
Yeah.
An insert. And you got to be excited about it. Yeah, look at this one. He's moving around a base card. And you can see everyone in chat though was like, hell yeah. And I was just like, it works though. Like you spread it. That's Lewis's favourite part of Peppercorns Sports Guy. He said, Joe saying nice to the worst card you've ever seen. Because you can't take you can't take for granted those cards. Like they're all nice cards. They are really nice cards.
We're being generous.
Yeah,
we are the most generous stream on Whatnot.
When I get annoyed on there, I will say, you're hurting us. And Lily hates that. So don't say it. He said, because it's so natural to say it.
Yeah.
And I was like, but sometimes it gets people to kind of really go. I've noticed it because it gets me, not that one. But sometimes someone will go, or like, I'll bid for something. I'm like, I'm going to spend £2 on that. And that's what it's worth.
Yeah.
And then he'll say something like, he was like, he'll put it into perspective. Because if it's a break and there's like 20 boxes, he's like, that's 5p a box. And then I'm like, don't say that. And all of a sudden it's like every bid goes, and I'm saying, that's mad, a little perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, because you forget.
A little perspective. That's a friend's reference.
You forget though, don't you? Like when you're watching it over and over again, you forget the actual like
the value of it.
Yeah, because you have there's a Whatnot price in your mind. You have a Whatnot price. Like I have a level I can go to in my mind. But in reality, the level I'm going to is nowhere near what I should really be paying for the thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. But, Bruno, what would my drawstring say before we go back to Whatnot? Because I do want to kind of say something.
Oh.
I like natures, and then you can just decide what I'm saying.
Yeah. It would be all of them.
I said the other day that I was hitting something with my hand. I said, nature's hammer's right here. And I did it at work, and mine was a...
Nature's screwdriver.
Nature's screwdriver, yeah. That was what it was at work. And the person just looked at me like...
Oh, yeah, you can't say much at work.
And I went...
Nothing makes sense.
And they went, yeah, you are tight now. And I was like... No, you are right.
I made this comment earlier because my signature looks like the Chick-fil-A logo.
Does it really?
But there's not many... I don't know why. It's because it's a lazy signature.
Mine's my name written as badly as I can.
But mine doesn't look anything like my name. I also noticed there's a baseball player who has the identical signature.
You just copied that one?
No, it's a lazy signature. It's like squiggle.
Brum Breaker's moved his to just BB.
Yeah.
Which is really...
I'm glad we got the old version of his autograph on that card.
Oh.
But no, I made this reference earlier about my signature because I had to sign something for someone at work. It was a Canadian lady. And I was like, you're the only person here that will probably understand what I'm about to say because no one else will know what Chick-fil-A is there. Mm-hmm. And I said, my signature looks like a Chick-fil-A logo. And she agreed.
I don't know if they have Chick-fil-A in Canada.
Yeah, but they know over there.
You just assume.
No, over there, they're more aware of it.
Yeah, Canadians may also.
They're more worldly.
Scott, the one thing your toy will say is, I'll say this.
I'll say this. I say this. You got a real problem with me saying that. I think it's a normal byproduct of talking on podcasts a lot.
It's a good setup, yeah.
Instead of saying, and do you know what? Or do you know what? Or hey, I just say, I'll say this.
That's good.
I think a lot of people say it.
Yeah.
But it's once you hear it, you can't unhear it. I think it becomes a problem.
I definitely can't unhear it.
No, I'll say this. You definitely can't with your ears. I was thinking the other day that once I have a child, and we were talking about this because we're not podcasting for 2 weeks. Bruno's given us 2 weeks off, which is
Enjoy it, boys. All right. Boss man, the foreman let you off for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, he did.
Not cracking a whip.
He wants us to beef up our Berlins. But in 2 weeks' time, we were saying what's weird is Lissy won't be working. And there is a very small chance there could be a baby here.
There's another human.
Outside chance.
So this one episode is going to feel really weird because it's going to be just 7 days, but in reality, it was 21 days.
Yeah. It's a brand new peppercorn. It's a brand new peppercorn boy.
Could be.
Brand new peppercorn boy.
Could be anyway. But no, we're talking about whatnot, and we're talking about. I want to bring up something, which is
make sure you don't get that postcode in.
Yeah. Card Tricks is a company on whatnot. They do WWE. They work with WWE.
Very good.
And we're going to do a little unboxing here live on the podcast. They do.
Are we merging content here?
A little bit, yeah.
You get a podcast and an unboxing in one video. Jesus.
We are.
Yeah, you got to go over to YouTube if you want to see what is about to come out of this box. What's in the box? You don't have to do it. I'm going to let you have one now, and then don't spam it.
What?
You can say what's in the box a couple more times. What's in the box? That's it now.
What is it? What we got?
No, yeah.
What we got?
Put it on.
They do a stream mainly for WWE. They work with WWE and they have a lot of merch. They do merch drops and all these things. But essentially, if you do their breaks, if you buy, you get into a buyer's giving and you can win a title belt. They give away like 2 or 3 a week. Yeah. And I'll say this, Joe and I have been in, and Bruno even.
We have.
Yeah,
collectively,
I've tried.
Maybe 30 of these.
Desperate to get one. Desperate.
Yeah. This time last week, after the podcast, I believe.
People sat right here.
Yeah, Joe. No, you were downstairs.
Yeah, no, I entered it here.
Oh, yeah.
On a whim.
I walked into Joe and he goes.
Wait, let's preface this though. When we're normally doing this, I'm at Guy's house, you're here, or if Bruno's in it, he's obviously there, but we're in conversation in WhatsApp about the buyer's giveaway and then eagerly waiting to see the outcome. But it's quite a planned out evening. But last week, on a whim,
you just jumped in a break.
Jumped in randomly. Like
didn't give us the heads up. Didn't want the 3 chances. He just was like, I'm going 1 for the win. Put it all on red.
I just saw it and put it all on Tony D. And then
he put it on Tony D, he bought the break, and he said to me, "You getting in?" I said, "I don't think I'm going to because there's nothing good price and I'm all right. And I'm not going to win that belt, so I'm just not going to bother."
Yeah.
Since then, I've tried to win it twice. I've lost both times. And Joe goes, I don't know. I go downstairs and I look into a room. He's sat on the floor cross-legged. Not like Bruno, like legs extended, but legs crossed at the end.
Yeah.
And
talking to Dad, I think.
I was talking to my dad. And
I can imagine the exact thing. It's straight back,
very straight back,
legs out front, and it's
one finger.
Yeah,
middle finger.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I'm like, I look down at him. He couldn't uncross his legs or get up at all. And I was like, what's happening? He ran at me. It was only about 2 yards from him. And he goes, I've won the belt. I said, what? I thought he got like a good card.
Yeah.
And he goes,
we should use that. And I went, we should use that.
Yeah. I went, what do you mean? He goes, he just kept showing me the thing, not saying anything. I was like, and he's like, the Smoking Skull. I've won the Smoking Skull. So that was last Tuesday. And if you ever want to go on Card Tricks, obviously do it. They're a really big company. The Whatnot card show is active at the minute, and they're one of the main stage acts. But we have it here.
Do you have any words of inspiration for anybody out there that is just grinding on Whatnot day by day, wanting to get these sorts of giveaways? Like, do you have any words of advice or inspiration?
Yeah, I'd say don't put the 10,000 hours in. Just on a whim, just throw your money at Tony D and see what happens.
I love the fact that Card Tricks exists, that this could be a thing. These are $450. And the cool thing is sometimes there's like the Rocks one, and I'm like, I wouldn't turn my nose up. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not that bothered. No. But there's certain belts you like, and this is the belt that we like.
Oh, out of all of them, that's the GOAT is in there.
Yeah, the GOAT. Stone Cold Steve Austin's in the bag. All right, Joe, I'm going to put it on your lap.
Okay.
And if you feel the box, it's not as heavy as you expect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what worried me a little bit. I'm going to move your...
A little bit lighter.
Yeah, good.
Here we go.
So Joe's got a box.
I'm going to try not to get caught up here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can hear that. How exciting is that?
So basically, Luke, this is going to wind Luke up.
We're going to be able to do this all in one.
Yeah, if you pull out this... Oh, you pull it out.
What, the belt?
There we go. He's destroying the unboxing.
I say that. It's getting heavier.
Sorry.
I'll hold up here.
Yeah, I'm going to move the box for it. I'm going to have to stop the dog before we do this.
Fuck it.
Joe, probably the one side of the camera so they don't see it.
I like the fact that he killed the tension a little bit there. I mean, it's like in terms of whatnot legalities. I mean, we might have just cut there and come back, and
that wasn't a good.
It looks a bit shady, doesn't it? It's like there was nothing in the box first time round, and then we had to cut to us buying one, and then making out that I won one, but I did in fact win one, and I'm looking at it, and it's still inside.
Do you want to show him? Because we haven't looked at this yet.
No,
we haven't. This is the first time we're seeing it.
This is heavier than the box felt at the time.
So when I messaged Joe at work and I said it's come, and it's so light, and I'm a bit concerned.
The box disperses the weight, doesn't it?
Exactly.
This
and
is quite
when you
heavy.
pick it up, it does feel a lot better. It's also Velcro now, isn't it? As opposed to
Oh no, this one isn't. It's poppers.
Oh wow,
that's proper.
Get it out, Joe.
I tell you what, it's come in this lovely bag.
That's beautiful.
It's like Christmas. I can't believe this was free. So check out Card Tricks on Whatnot.
It's not free, mate. How many breaks have we done?
Yeah, true.
It's $450.
I tell you what, I can see the back already.
Is it cool? What's the inside?
Have we got some detail?
It's some snake skin on the inside. Snake skin
on the back of it.
Oh, go on, Joe. Get it out.
How's that feel, Joe? How does that smell?
All right, bring it into camera shot. Let's see.
It smells like Budweiser in good time.
Oh my god!
I'll show you the back first. There you go. Look at that snake skin.
That is
legit. Look at
that.
Hold this side.
That's gorgeous.
That is heavy.
That is a nice looking belt. That's got some weight to it.
I love that. We haven't properly looked at it yet. We're showing it on camera.
No, I know. Let's you turn around, have a look.
Ooh. Joe has two belts
look
now.
At that.
Have a look at that.
That is stunning. Look at the shine on that.
Stunning Steve, someone would say.
Oh, stunning Steve indeed. That's a stunner.
That is a nice one.
It's not even creased. Look how brand new it is. Hit yourself in the head with it.
No, I nearly did.
Take it to the next show.
What we
put it on
the one
put
we
it on the line. Yeah.
A little bit sus, isn't it?
What do you mean?
The smoke, that colour.
What colour is it?
It's semen colour, I think. Is the only way to describe that.
Smoking smoke.
Look at the smoke.
That is it's nice. That's beautiful.
That's as legit as it gets. That is a full-sized replica WWE.
I think a case of that.
Yeah. Bob Rune.
That's nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming to the home of the Peppercorn boys on Whatnot.
Yeah, it is.
Peppercorn Sports Cards. Check us out.
Yeah. But I thought I'd do that little segue while we talk about Whatnot.
Funny thing, the day after, I entered another buyer's giveaway and I got a signed Cody Rhodes 8x10.
I thought that was this one.
No, that was the day before. That was the day before.
Of course it was.
I entered another buyer's giveaway the next day and won a Cody Rhodes signed 8x10. Yeah. That's coming.
Joe is just a magnet now.
Honestly, that on that particular company's stream.
Yeah.
I think I've won a giveaway of any sort, like a free shipping or bundle of cards, whatever, twice.
Yeah.
Joe, every time I'm on there, it just says Joe Collects wins like a bundle, and I'm like, okay. And then he wins like an autograph, and I'm like,
it's just like real life, isn't it? Joe's always been the one, and Scott just gets
left in the dust.
Scott's the second child, gets left
do you know what the handy thing? The handy thing is though, what's mine is his.
Yeah, true.
That's true. And I'm keeping the belt. No, I'm kidding.
We gotta have like when we set up our
stream.
Yeah,
it's coming, guys.
We'll have it in the background and stuff.
I've got 2 weeks now, and if it's not there, then something's gone drastically wrong. But hey, it still might not be.
Or if anyone wants to buy that for 500 quid, I mean,
yeah,
why not? I want to keep it really, but the money's good.
Guys, if you want to PayPal us,
do you want me to
£4,000? Bruno, you can afford it. Do you want me to
take it to Vegas and get him to sign?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
because he's going to be there.
I think he's going to be involved in the main event.
I'd like to see you. I'd like to see you add the weight of that to your luggage.
It won't be no problem for the big man. He's already got 95 kilos going on his back.
I can't believe we won that.
How
cool is that?
You won it. I haven't finished my story.
Though. We won it.
It's cold.
What is Scott's story? Do you reckon? What's the finish of him?
I want to win the tag titles.
Tag titles.
To be fair, you're about to in a couple of weeks hold the most precious thing that you'll ever hold. So you've won.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. It'd now be better than any belt.
That's a hell of a give you.
And it'll be at the cost of not even pounds. Just love.
Legacy.
Oh, I nearly got cramp in my jaw.
Right?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah. So that was the unboxing of that.
That was fun.
Yeah, did you enjoy that?
You enjoyed that with us.
I feel like I had like 2 questions for before this podcast, and I just haven't done it. But have you got round to any of my Netflix recommendations, or have you done absolutely nothing other than edit 900 episodes that are all in the can?
No, I haven't.
Gone Girls.
No,
Finish that.
No,
The Dog.
No.
The Residents. Yeah, it's 83 episodes. The Resident.
I did. I'm 2 episodes into The Residents.
Well, how are you finding it? Are you okay with it? It
Yeah,
might be a little bit over your head, isn't it? It's a little bit too intelligent.
I watched and enjoyed Glass Onion before you, so get back in your box, little man.
Little man.
Residence is very good.
It's very good.
It was.
And it's very different to The Resident.
Yeah, very.
There was another one. I can't remember. You still haven't finished Outer Banks?
No, I haven't. I'll do that on the fly. And the other one was the Aaron Rodgers documentary. Did you recommend that? Was that a recommend?
It was. Yeah, I think it was a recommend. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll watch any kind of sport doc, particularly NFL, MLB.
I'll tell you what. One came out whenever this airs. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's on Netflix now, and it's Inside the Clubhouse with the Boston Red Sox.
Yes.
I saw that advertised today when I was watching Raw and Kill Tony, because Kill Tony was on Netflix today. First time. Nice. It was off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on there.
It was funny because they had Shane Gillis as Trump, and then they had they basically had all the heavy hitters.
What on that episode? On that episode?
Yeah.
Was it live?
Not live. No.
Oh, okay.
It was
previous one. Cool. Yeah. And have you watched Bert Kreischer's new stand-up on Netflix?
Not yet.
Unbelievable.
We watched that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We watched it after a stream 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
We podcast, we did a stream, and then we sat and watched that until like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I was crying. Crying.
What a beauty.
I tell you what, that is a journey, that stand-up.
It's
you
really
you
clever.
Laugh, all sorts.
You will actually cry by the end.
Okay,
but it brings it right out. It's really good.
I'll add that. It wasn't potentially going to be, because I do like Bert Kreischer, but I don't think I've ever really invested into one of his specials.
You should watch his film as well, The Machine. Very good.
Yeah. Well, if you do enjoy a special, go back and watch the. There's like 4, I think, total, maybe 5.
I think it's tons, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think they were my recommendations. I don't think I've watched anything else. What's that film? I think Glenn Powell's going to be in a new film. It's not out in the cinema or anything. It's a remake of an old film. Is it called The Running Man or something?
Running Man. That's an old Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
It might be that. Bruno, Jamie, look it up.
I think it's based on like a futuristic game show or something.
It's something like that, but it's a remake of an old film. And I was like, that's going to do well.
That'd be cool.
I can't remember what it's called. It's something to do with running.
Do we think that him and Sydney Sweeney are together?
Do I think that?
Or do we think that she just called it off for other reasons?
I must admit, it's been a while since we chatted, so I don't know. The second big one is don't care. Don't care at all.
Yeah, it is The Running Man.
Oh, sick.
The Running Man. And that is an Arnie film. Yeah. Kindergarten Cop's on Netflix. We're going to watch it.
I want someone to make that again.
No, that you haven't seen it.
No. I've got so much catch up on.
I'd watch Kindergarten Cop if it was remade with the guy who plays Reacher.
Oh, yeah.
That would be really good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I loved Kindergarten Cop.
Alan Richardson.
1990 that came out.
Yeah, that is him. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at the minute I'm doing a lot of introspective thinking. And when I say that, I just kind of mean I'm kind of figuring out how old we're getting. And having a child is, we talked about it a few weeks ago when I talked about The Lion King, would be like showing my child a film from the mid-60s, which I didn't watch. Like when we saw Grease as a kid, I remember thinking, God, this is old. Yeah. That was like 78, which is like 11 years before we were born. That would be equivalent of this kid watching something from 2014.
Yeah, but yeah, true. But they're
going to grow up thinking Dua Lipa's an old act.
Well, when is it?
Yeah, because do we remember acts from 1989 that ended in like probably 92?
With it,
wet. They're an old act.
When the child is in their 20s, I'm going to be in my 60s.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll be where mum and dad are.
Yeah. But that doesn't seem too far off. But I think that's the one is I'm trying to correlate it to our parents. But they had correlating it to me, they had me 6 years prior to when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So there's certain things like when Dad listens to certain music, it's not actually as old as when I'm going to be listening to music because I'm that little bit older.
Yeah.
So when he listened to stuff from the 70s, I'm always like, whoa, this is actually really old.
Yeah.
Whereas my kid's going to be like, it was the early 60s what I'm explaining.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, oh, I like Metallica from 1984.
It is tough. It is tough because there was a start of music around like the 60s. You get a little bit in the 50s, but now there's so many years. Like we can't take our kids back to the 70s because that is ridiculous. But we could have never gone back really to the 30s and listened to music, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And also, like, the way the world's moving, there's certain things you don't want to see. Like, there's certain things in certain music that now when you watch it, you go, ooh, I don't know if we should have been listening
certain things don't hold up, yeah. There was a line that drew in the sand and we all stepped over
the 70s.
it. Yeah, now when we look back, we kind of go, ugh.
I hear a lot of 70s music and sometimes you listen to lyrics and go,
yeah,
what's that about?
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe we should avoid this song.
That's going to keep happening.
And listen to Parkway more.
Yeah, but Parkway, mate, they're going to be the Metallica that we listen to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Parkway doing their 20-year anniversary.
That's mad.
Well, all of the bands that we listened to back in the day are all doing their 20.
You say back in the day, it's still currently the most listened to songs in our cars.
The Used is 25 years. They're doing their tour. They're doing the 3 albums. And annoyingly, the one at Slam Dunk this year isn't the first. They're doing the 3rd album, and I want either the 1st or the 2nd. But
what was the 3rd album?
It's one that had Pretty Handsome Awkward on it.
Oh, okay.
I
tell you what, before the child was born, You Me at 6 became a thing and then wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Before the child was even here.
It's a band that broke up a year before.
Yeah.
Well, months before, but yeah, I'm trying to correlate it. But I think when the more I do that, I'm like, oh, but like you said, things are different. Digitizing of stuff has changed as well. Like we would watch old videos of like Grease and be like, you can hardly even tell what's going on. But
yeah. The Lion King will hold up, I promise you.
Disney does.
Yeah, but are we doing that thing that like when our parents go, have you seen this film? It's such a good film. And they go, it still holds up. You watch it, you go, God, that didn't hold up.
Oh, wait there.
Are we those people?
So Lisa had a suggestion from a friend at work to watch Seven, the film Seven.
Yeah, I've watched that recently.
Brilliant.
Have you?
Brilliant.
It's such a good film. But watching it again with her watching it, like when I'm watching it, because to me it's still 1995 or whatever it was. But that was a year before she was born. So this film is like old to her. So when we put it on, the way it's shot and the acting and stuff is so different to what she's used to. When she was watching it, about 10 minutes in, she was like, people like this.
Yeah. Slower pace.
So it doesn't hold up the same to people now.
Yeah. But I think... Go on, man.
No, I wonder if there was a film, what's the Schwarzenegger one not the Schwarzenegger one, the Stallone film in the tunnel.
Oh.
Daylight.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that holds up. I wonder if certain things like The Skeleton Key, which I thought was like a massive horror thriller back in the day. Like I was scared of The Skeleton Key. It's all been like.
I don't think I've ever fully watched The Skeleton Key, but the only time I've nearly watched it is at your house, and I remember seeing the video at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the same as like when you think our parents like certain James Bonds from an era, but these, the next generation. Our kids are going to be like, the Daniel Craig ones are so old.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, no, they were like the new version. Yeah. It's like, oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what will never die, though, the Piers Brosnan ones.
Oh,
they were elite.
Yeah. And N64 as well would be up there as well. But no, I do notice that we're getting older.
Yeah.
And
something changed.
So, well, I think that's how every generation, like we always go like, I'm so glad we grew up in the 90s. But everyone said like, I'm so glad we grew up in the 60s. 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel it that much. And then all of a sudden, something shifted.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I had a very, I had a good conversation with a child that must be 10, maybe, today. Like, so I'm not that far off. I was having it was like a smart conversation. You know, you don't feel like you're talking to a child and you're talking down to them. I was having legit conversation with this kid about Fortnite, about football, about FIFA.
You're young at heart, though, aren't you?
Yeah. So I don't feel detached in that way, but I'm starting to feel old in the fact that time has moved on. Like I'm going to be honest, I played a little bit of Fortnite once today.
Did you?
Yeah.
What time?
So the owner's grandchildren were in with us today, and the son was, he had a Switch with him, and he was bored, and he clearly had nothing in common with some of the people.
Lissy's just wandering back in.
Check that belt out.
Have you seen the belt? Look at snakeskin on the inside.
Jeepers.
That was free.
So you play Fortnite what?
I played Fortnite.
So went into the house to play.
He had a Switch. No, he was in reception with me. So he was playing his Switch, and we were just having a full-blown conversation about the details of Fortnite. He was playing FIFA. He was trying to show me a trick shot he was doing with Yamal. Like, all of this stuff. Like, so I can still hold a conversation with
anyone. Yeah, but it's a matter of time, isn't it? Because I think, and when you hit 60, you can't.
No.
It's too far. Yeah. I think we're young at heart, and I actually had this conversation with Lissy, and I said, I don't want to lose the things, because I think the key to life is to not grow up.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, you got to stay young. You got to stay young, and obviously you've got to take on more responsibility as you get older. You can feel it, but you still got to enjoy those things. If it's gaming, whether it's wrestling, whether it's football, whatever it is, you got to enjoy those things that take you away from the grind.
Don't fall into the groove.
Don't overly. You know, you have to at some point do a lot.
Well, you're going to naturally become an adult,
but don't let it consume you.
Yeah, not like quicksand.
Yeah, exactly.
Like quicksand.
So that's my PSA today. That's my PSA 10.
Gem in 10.
It's crazy how young we were when we were in our 20s still. We thought that we were getting old back then.
I had this conversation. I said to Lissy the other day, I said, we all don't look how our age. And Lissy was like, oh, Joe does. And then I was like, what? Yeah, no, she said you said it the other day, didn't you? I'm starting to age, but you still don't look like you're 40. If that makes sense.
No.
And it wasn't until we were going in. Lizzie's shaking her head. We went into a scan, and there was a guy ahead of us, and he was comfortably 30, 31. And he looked like he could be 60.
Yeah.
And I went, that's what a natural 30, 31-year-old looks like. Yeah. And I said, we don't look like that.
No.
Listen, you were just pointing. What did you want us to do?
Yeah, no, I was saying he was definitely younger.
Way younger than us. But he looked... Do you remember Sam, who went to the gym back in Evo? Big Sam.
Yeah.
Sam.
I walked past him in Tesco the other day.
Yeah, he looks how he does now when he did when he was 22.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know if he was 40 the whole time.
No, he could have.
Nah.
But he's younger than me.
Yeah, big guy.
I know he's not younger than us. He's older than us. I think he's older than me and Bruno. He's between me and Bruno and you, I think.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
Still looks good. Still looks great.
Yeah, just a big farm man. And but yeah, certain people do it, and I don't think we've aged badly.
No.
And it's because you listen to the Peppercorn Boys, so make sure you check us out every single week. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music. Give us a like there. Give us a 5-star review. Go to YouTube. Check out those thumbnails. Those thumbnails have been absolutely out of this world recently. And give us a comment. And underneath the video, let us know, do you think we look our age?
Actually, you know what, don't, because we might have to cut off comments.
Joe's 36, I'm 26, and Bruno's 21.
Wow.
Stone.
Feels like we've got a producer in the room over there, the way she's giggling.
Sorry, Bruno, you just heard the end of that. Yeah, we've got a producer. We've got producer Jamie over here.
I like that.
Lynn Spears.
We never got to get to the basement yard, but I was meant to actually do it after the initial part of the podcast, but
we're too late on that.
I couldn't. No. I couldn't quite get the feed in that I wanted. So I f***ed up.
Whoa.
And it is what it is. I'm gonna have to swallow that. And hey, boys, if I do get on that helicopter in Vegas, it was nice knowing you.
Oh,
all right?
It was.
It's been fun.
Look at where that thumb is. It's like he was about to show us where Michigan was.
Pointing to Michigan on the
Bruno, show us where Detroit is there. There it is. Yeah, that's good. Bruno, no, show us where Hampshire is on the UK. Wow, that seems awfully south to me, but you're probably right.
It is south.
I think it's about as south central as you can get.
South central.
Hey, Scott, the Isle of Wight in Hampshire, yeah?
Is it really?
Yeah.
I've never
it's
thought
an island off the south coast, mate. So
is it considered Hampshire?
100%.
So if you're in the Isle of Wight, you put your address down as Bruno's house, Isle of Wight, Hampshire, SO.
Yep.
I don't know if that's true. I think we need to be fact checked.
It's PO because it's a
PO box. I see, because it's an island.
The district of Portsmouth.
We wrestled on the Isle of Wight once.
We did?
Had to get a ferry over.
That's a first overseas booking.
I said it's Little Red who hides his notifications.
He does, yeah.
We turned out today. He hides it, Liz.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Where when if you've read or something, a message, you can't tell on his.
No.
I don't even know how you can do that. But
Just get rid of the blue tick, the double tick.
yeah, but you know how to do it. That's sneaky. Do you know how to do it? You don't know how to do it, do you?
It's in settings.
Do you do it? I'm gonna have to check yours after this. Little Red does that, but he also moaned the whole way to Isle of Wight, saying, "I can't believe why are we on a ferry?" And then afterwards, he goes, "This is the best."
Do you know what? That seems like a through line. That's what always happens.
Yeah, the Bruce is usually a bit nervous about something, and then goes, "That was a good time."
That is Kieran's ammo, yeah. And on that note, hey boys, it's been beautiful. This next couple of weeks is going to be very upsetting without you. So until then, go f yourselves.
So aggressive. That wasn't even an FU or anything. It was just
casual. It just rolled off his tongue.
Yeah, it just falls out.
Like you've been waiting to say it the whole time. Have you got to work now?
Let the people say